This is a HeadGum podcast.
I'll do this one.
That one over there is chair here.
You sure? Yeah. I'm so excited.
Why?
What do you mean? I'm pumped.
Okay.
I was just here doing Caleb Heron's podcast.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's fun.
Yeah?
You guys would have some fun.
Who's Caleb Heron?
He's like a new young, I mean, he's 30, but he's just like a genius young comedian.
Oh, right on. Cool.
Gay, fun,
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah. Good. Those are three good things.
Yeah.
I mean,
fun,
one is
kind.
sort of like whatever, but and so it's Liza,
Yeah.
but it's spelled
Liza.
so. Wait, have you ever thought of changing your name to Liza with an I, but it sounds like an E?
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, but you would this way you would inform. I'm sure you get Liza a lot.
I do. So my full name is Yelizaveta.
Mhm.
So it's just like the shortened, it like is popped out. It's just foreign.
And is that Eastern European?
Soviet Union.
Oh, going way back. That's
where I was
not
born.
Russia.
I was born pre-collapse.
Okay.
But so it's present day Ukraine, but we're Russian speaking.
Right. Got it.
So no matter what I say to people, sometimes in public they'll argue with me.
About what?
Why are you speaking Russian, you fucking bitch? They would
Who says
bomb
that?
you. People online, people hit me up. Or like I'll meet someone and be like, oh, I'm Russian. I'll be like, I'm from Odessa. And then they're like, that's Ukraine. And I'm like,
Oh, I see. It's
yeah.
the nationalist tribal stuff
yeah,
coming in.
so
Got
then
it.
so then I started saying from the former Soviet Union to kind
Right.
of like
I get it, but it just begs more questions. And you're like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Like Estonia, or what are you talking about?
I know. It's but people just say fucked up shit. So then I'm always trying to avoid some sort of situation. And then after the war, it's just like kind of hard.
Yeah. Have you met and/or talked with Eugene Merman?
I have a great story. So I'm in a group at Just for Laughs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a fan of his. I'm excited. So I go up to him to be like, oh, you know where I'm from? What, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, oh, we're not going to do this right now. And I went, okay. And then that was it.
Okay.
So that was my big interaction.
That's not a great
With
story.
Eugene.
I would amend
I
that
admire
adjective.
people that are like upfront if they don't want to participate.
Yeah.
So I was okay with it, like
Yeah.
for me.
Good. When did you start?
2009. I was 21.
Yeah,
So I'm 37.
Plus 10 is 19,
15 years.
20, 21, 27, it's 25. But also take away because of that. So you've been doing it for 15 years?
Yeah.
Okay. I just did the math on that. Where'd you start?
Chicago.
Oh, okay. Is that where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from the suburbs. I'm from Skokie.
Oh, okay.
And I'm lucky. I got to start in a smaller scene.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I would have panned out if I started here.
No, that is tougher. But you have more, availability of more. You could go up 4 or 5 times a night, almost every single night of the calendar year.
Yeah, what I liked was camaraderie. It's against, because here you'd be running around and like buckets, and there we'd put our name in and be at one bar for 7 hours.
Yeah.
And so I am still friends with like a lot of the people I met in those bars.
Yeah.
And that feels
Sure.
nice.
Can I say that you know what a shortened version of camaraderie is comrade?
Oh my God. I thought you
Yeah,
were going to
you
do a
better
Sabrina
watch it.
Carpenter joke.
You bet. No.
And I couldn't believe it.
Nope. Wait. Why is
Because she has a song right now where she goes, come on me. I mean, camaraderie, something like that. Like she does wordplay in
that's
her
a
music.
play on words about
Yeah.
having somebody ejaculate on you.
Yeah.
But what I meant was being friends.
Soviet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comrades.
And being, yeah.
Yeah, smoking weed in the car, like in between things, and like staying out late, and all
Is
kinds of
this
together.
are you still doing the song, or is this?
No. This is me.
you
This is
in
life.
in what is it, Muskogee?
I was in Skokie, but this is Chicago,
Skokie.
and like, yeah.
Oh, home of the famous. What is it? The KKK or the neo-Nazis?
That's
march?
exactly, yeah. The KKK
And the
marched when I was a
ACLU,
kid.
a Jewish representative, said it's fought for their right to march.
Oh yeah, we talked about that in school a lot.
Yeah.
It was the KKK when I was a kid, and then we also had like There was a 3-day racist killing spree that stopped in Skokie. And they killed the Northwestern basketball coach near my house. But
and what was
they apprehended
what was
him.
the reason?
He was like just this like kind of Nazi type figure who got in with this leader, and he was just like racist and mad at everyone. So he started at Indiana University or Purdue, went to Rogers Park.
I think if you say racist, we can pretty much
no,
draw the line to mad at everyone. That's not white Christian nationalists. It's sort of that's their thing.
Yeah, so he killed like some Asian people in Indiana, killed Orthodox Jews in Rogers Park, killed the black basketball coach in my neighborhood, and then was going down to U of I.
So he got three. He
him.
ticked 3 off the box. And how long was his list? It was probably pretty long.
He was going to go down and murder more, but they got him.
Yeah. Wow. When was this?
The 90s.
God,
because I wasn't even in junior high. But I remember we all had to stay inside because he was like out and about.
Yeah.
He was like out there killing. But yeah. But also we have a great library.
That's fantastic.
We have a great PETA Inn. We have like
a great what?
PETA Inn. It's like a falafel spot.
PITA, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pedo. Anyway, yes.
Like,
yeah, right.
But
because the guest I had on yesterday.
Who?
Rachel Callie.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking because I knew I got her last name wrong, so I wanted to get it right this time. So I was Rachel Callie has a very interesting story regarding pedophilia.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I don't
know. She came right out of the gate with it. And, I mean, I did pull it out of her, but it was a surprise, and that became a lot of what we were talking about.
Damn.
Yeah.
I study a lot about pedophiles because I have a Law and Order SVU podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But
you have a Law and Order SVU podcast.
Yeah. So we talk about we recap the episode, then we do a deep dive on the true crime of the podcast, and then we try to get an actor from the episode.
Right, because they do the reenactment type things.
Yeah, I would say like 70+% are real crimes.
Okay.
Or like a mix of a few crimes, and yeah.
What's been your favorite crime?
Not favorite. We like haunting, like the ones that have haunted me the most.
Yeah, I guess that's probably a better word than favorite.
Because favorite would be like what if law enforcement really took over, or like in a good way, because usually they fail. Or like there was a cool prosecutor. But I would say the ones that haunt me the most, that like scare me and have changed my being, are like trapped in a basement.
Sure.
Like the Ohio case, like
yeah.
Colleen Stan and upstate California, like being snatched, tortured in a building, no one can find you.
Somewhere, would you prefer basement or attic?
Attic.
Why?
Window.
Say there's no window. Crawl space up, crawl space down. Which would you prefer?
I guess at this point it would be basement then, so you could stand up straight, because crawl space you might have to be hunched over for longer.
And also if you were in tornado country, you'd stand more chance of surviving if you were in the basement.
Yeah, because I'm like, the more up, the more chances someone can find you.
Right, so it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Yeah, it's tough.
And then it's like the Stockholm of it all, and then also like there's
the
cases.
Stockholm syndrome. Wait, you would.
Because then you
fall in love with your captor?
You have to, because they're like your only thing for survival. So then you kind of like get fucked. And then the worst is there was a case in like Syracuse area where he wasn't a murderer, just a torturer. But then when the women went to the cops, no one believed them. They were like, "You're a drunk whore. Get out of here." Right. And so like women just kept getting kidnapped because no one was believing the women that were kidnapped.
So they'd get kidnapped, tortured, then released by the guy.
Yeah, because they were all like sex workers or like drug addicts. Yeah. And so like he just didn't, but he didn't have murder in him.
Well, that's kind of a mitigating factor when you go up in front of the judge.
Oh, you know what's bad? There was an Alaska one where he would capture them, but then like release them into the woods and then hunt them for fun.
That does sound fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Legoland
the
fun.
Baker.
But,
the Baker of Alaska or something like that.
The Baker of Alaska?
Yeah, he was a baker. So no one believed it. Like a woman escaped, tied up, naked, ran, and like they were like, I don't know, was it really this guy? Like they didn't believe her.
So that seems to be a recurring theme to this, is nobody is believing the women, even if they appear bound, naked, and bruised.
Yeah.
They don't believe them. Like, you were up to something, some hanky-panky.
Yeah.
And now you're covering. Yeah,
because we know this guy. Yeah. He wouldn't do that.
He bakes a mean tart.
Yeah, and they're like, and you're kind of a whore.
Right.
Why would he do that? Or they're like, one time their friend was a suspect. This was Ed Kemper, and they were supposed to search his home, and they were like,
"Oh, which one's Ed Kemper? I've heard of him."
He like killed his like grandparents or parents, and then
he's 70s.
He's old school,
California.
Yeah, as a teen. But then he's so smart that he was able to like rehabilitate, and then he kept murdering. And he called and was like, "I did it," and they were like, "Oh, Ed," but he had heads in his closet that they like didn't search.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy.
I
So like yesterday I actually saw a car outside my apartment, and like the dudes were sitting there. So when I went home, I didn't turn on any of my lights so they couldn't see what apartment I was in.
Because you thought it might be Ed Kemper.
He's in court, but I thought it was something, because I've been writing letters to Luigi in jail. And so part of me thinks that like someone's after me. So like I've just been kind of more suspicious and not turning lights on when I get home and stuff.
That'll do it. Not turning your light on.
Well, that's how they know where.
Sure, they just sit and wait, and they probably have that info already. I'm going to guess.
Because I wrote it on the envelope.
Yeah, they're probably not that. They probably don't need. Well,
or
turn on a light.
But this is who I've become now. Or like I had an Uber driver that I just like didn't like the vibe, and he said, "I'll see you later." Didn't like that. So I went to the bodega. I went, "Remember me?" Waved to the camera. Said, I go missing, and they.
So this thing has truly affected your ability to. Sounds like you're more paranoid. Your ability to rationalize.
No, I caught my building super climbing through my bedroom window when I lived in Hell's Kitchen, and so like, and I got attacked outside of my apartment. So I have been attacked out and about. I think I know. I'm like, but I'm more like.
But I'm guessing the attack was random.
No, it was my building super.
The same guy who was trying to get into your...
Oh, no.
What is it with you and building supers? You need to...
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You just mentioned two terrible incidences with different building supers. One was crawling through your window.
Yeah.
The other attacked you.
Oh, attack was random, just outside that apartment.
That's what I just asked you.
Oh, yeah, random. It was my birthday. It was like
Lisa,
a random.
Listen up.
But
I just asked you that.
But I thought we were still talking about the building super. Yeah, the street attack was random.
Yeah. So you're...
I do jokes about all this in my special.
Fantastic. Yeah. What's the name of your special? Let's plug it, right?
Night Owl.
That's why you're here.
Night Owl.
Night Owl. And what's it on?
Netflix.
Oh, fantastic. How much did they pay you?
That brand name. You know how it is, the license deals. Oh, you don't? You're probably... Yeah, you probably...
No, I don't. They... Wait, Netflix gives you a lump sum and that's it, right? No residuals,
but you pay for the production with that fee. So I So I put all my money into my production.
I understand. I got you. So they're giving you a lump sum, yes, understood.
Yeah, so then I hired everyone I thought was that I really wanted to work with.
No wonder they're a fucking $1 trillion business. Yeah. I mean, that is the pay to play writ large. If you macroed it, I mean, that is really, sure, we'll put you on. Here's X amount of money. This can cover your production costs. And, and I think you made the wise choice to put the money into production on camera, but I'm sure there's some who don't, and then that's it. Then they own it. They own it, right? Or you own it? It's a
license. They own it for 2 or 3 years, and then they can either give you more money to own it long term, or you get it back and you own it.
Oh, that's great.
And then you could put it on.
That's different than when I was. Yeah. When they were and I were starting out, as an entity. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's much better.
So there's like long term ownership, and basically, it's just the brand name, so like more people can see it. Or when people out and about go, "Where can I find you?" It feels cool.
Yeah.
To say the thing.
I'm one of 752,000 shows available on Netflix.
Yeah. But my friend has like a TV show out now, and like seeing us on the menu, it's like these little moments feel cool. You're in a new movie that's on there? It's not new, but it's new on Netflix.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, new on Netflix.
New on Netflix.
What is it?
You Hurt My Feelings.
Oh, yeah.
I was sick
that's
this
on
weekend.
Netflix
I
now.
actually
Good.
watched 2 movies you were in this weekend randomly.
Okay.
Men in Black and You Hurt My Feelings.
You Hurt My Feelings.
But I saw that in the movie theater. I'm obsessed with Nicole.
Oh, she's great.
So, yeah.
Friends
with Money is on Netflix now, too. Her other movie that I love.
Which one is Friends with Money?
It's Jennifer Aniston, Joan Cusack, Catherine Keener, and Frances McDormand. And Jennifer Aniston's a maid.
I think I missed that one.
And her friends are rich. I love it.
Yes. I know what you're talking about. You know what I learned? I shouldn't say learned. You know what I was told to me yesterday that I had no idea about? Chris is smiling because they know what I'm about to bring up. And I'm going to say there's a rumor that this person felt strongly about because she knew the source. It felt they were impeachable, but
we've all heard it.
I had not heard it.
Yeah, you're not gossiping.
I'm not gossiping.
You're not on about gossiping.
But Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah, I mean, because of House of Cards, I get how all of that could work. But
I'm sorry, it took you House of Cards
to know people cheat. No, I guess JFK, but
yeah, he's the only guy. He's the only one.
No, in terms of work, that you have to keep it together, but then you could do other stuff. I don't know. My TV helps me understand things.
Yeah, I think it's giving you a skewed version of a lot of things. My question or my
I'm just hoping Michelle's getting it in too with someone.
Apparently her bodyguard.
Oh, because I heard a different rumor and it's a comedian, and I was like, come on. But we'll see.
Is it
not as hot as
Eric
Jennifer
Andre?
Aniston? No,
Eric
I would
Andre.
love if Eric Andre was fucking Michelle Obama.
That would be awesome.
Because I bet he has good sex.
I would imagine.
Yeah, he's freaky.
What? So who? A comedian?
Yeah. But they're married. I don't want to. But yeah, this is crazy rumors.
So what was so surprising to me was how 2 people who are so famous, so recognizable all over the world, could do this and not have somebody take a picture or anything like that. That's what's so shocking. The amount of people, and the person who told me this is like, yeah, they probably pay people off. But the line, I mean, from hotel, anybody at a hotel, every single employee would have to be paid off. Every single hotel, drivers, people on the street. You know what I mean? People at a restaurant.
Or is it they get dropped off in the back of the hotel, they go in through the kitchen, all of that.
Then all the kitchen
even
employees.
With all that, yeah.
I mean, at some point.
Because I think about Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift says the most surprising, in an interview, she goes, it's surprising because all my friends, I tell them everything and nothing ever gets out. So maybe when you're like,
well, I think she probably has very good taste and is
but so do
pretty
they
judicious
probably.
in picking her friends, you know?
But, her stuff gets under wraps, when she makes videos or the surprise drops, or Beyonce when she did Lemonade, there's ways to, is it NDAs? Is it just NDAs?
But my point is,
just staff
there would literally be.
But it's Secret Service. Are you really going to fuck with Obama like that?
Well, it's not about fucking with him. It's about observing something, noticing that was weird.
But we're all talking about it. So someone has been talking.
Right, but to me, it's still unsubstantiated, and that's why I don't.
I actually told you something yesterday. I go, the way people are talking about this, I don't know why people are not more nervous. I'm and I can't believe now I'm talking about it.
Why? What would make you nervous?
I don't want to be in their business, honestly. I don't want to fuck with the Obamas.
But you're not. You're just.
I want them to.
All you're doing is repeating something.
Because it is who would they be fucking? It makes sense to me.
I mean, maybe a younger Jennifer Aniston, but now? No, thank you. You can do better, Obama.
I get the sentiment. I've never seen her in person, but I heard she is breathtaking, and I want to see her in person.
I mean, she cleans up nice. Yeah, sure.
I'm excited.
I worked with her for one day for 24 hours.
What thing?
On a thing called the 24-hour plays, which is a fundraiser, and it's really cool. It's great. I've done it a bunch of times, and it basically on a dark night at I can't remember which theater. It's the like American Airlines Theater or something. I don't know what the other word is, but a bunch of actors, writers, and directors get together in this big space, huge space, and there are these little, the actors have to bring a prop. They have to bring an item of clothing and describe it, and you put it in the pile. You say who you are and what, and also something you've never done on stage that you'd like to. And then, that's a fairly long process, but it's fun. And then after all this happens, and it starts, I want to say at like 9 or 8 o'clock in the evening. I believe, it'll be 8 o'clock, 24 hours. All right. So everybody gathers, usually goes on for a couple hours. And then the actors leave and the writers, and I've done both. I've done the acting part and the writing part both a number of times. Then the writers get together and they kind of, you barter in a sense for your cast, right? And you're like, I want to get like Chris Rock and Cecily Strong and Rosie Perez, whoever. And then you find
Rosie Perez has been on SVU.
Okay. And literally hasn't every single fucking human been on that show? Well, how long does the show run?
It's season 26 right now.
That's ridiculous.
It's good. Still good.
And SVU stands for Special Victims Unit? Yeah. Okay. And what makes is it Special Victims meaning like Special Olympics special, or what is the special part? Yeah,
more sensitive, like especially heinous. So it's like sex crimes, children, women.
Oh God, why are people watching this?
There's a lot of theories.
Well, tell me one.
Well, I have a bad habit of interrupting, but I'm still curious about the 24-hour play.
I interrupted myself. That's okay. I'll get back to it in a second. All right, we'll get back to you in a second. So then actors go home, writers pick their cast, directors, who the director is assigned to that. The writer stays there and writes a roughly anywhere from like 5 to 10 minute play, and you go down and you see the set. And you're like, here's what we're working with. It's because sometimes it's a period piece. Sometimes it's very stark. It depends on whatever show is in there at the time. You write your piece. And
so it's not always comedy.
No, I think it's my observation and opinion is that anybody, and it's happened a couple times, if you try to make it too poignant or dramatic, it does not work. It just doesn't work. And especially if you're going up and so there's 6 plays, and if you go up and you follow 2 really funny things and then you try because you've had roughly 9 hours to write a play, because you turn it in the morning, and then the writers go home and sleep, and then actors are in at I think it's like 7:30 in the morning, 8 in the morning. Actors come in, you get your scripts, you meet your director. Everybody gathers, and then you put that play up. You just rehearse and rehearse and rehearse and rehearse and rehearse and try to memorize, do your best, shape the play, and go in and at 8 o'clock, the house opens at like 7, 8 o'clock, everybody comes in and you do, and it's a benefit, and it always raises lots and lots of money, and then you put the show up, and it's pretty crazy. It's pretty thrilling in that, actor creative way. And it's fun. It's really a fun thing. And you get to meet and hang out with like really cool people. You're like, holy shit, I'm working with, this person and that person. And it's fun.
Yeah, well, I know you wanted to be done with this, but with the Jen Aniston thing, I'm a stoner, and she's kind of a stoner hero. And so I like imagining her and Obama smoking weed, having fun.
So you're saying stoners, the
sexy stoner. She's a hero.
Yeah. So stoners have like kind of the bar for heroism and being a hero is very, very low for stoners.
Just be like,
so their heroes are celebrities who get high.
For me,
not people who ran into a burning building and saved a bunch of... It's
a separate thing, but you don't want someone that's running into a burning building to be high. Unless,
Why not?
Not a professional.
What are you saying about high people?
Not a professional. I wouldn't want a firefighter doing that. But I think...
What if he was good?
But if I'm stoned, I've saved people before.
Wait, but if... let me get the tenses right. But if I'm stoned...
Yeah.
Meaning if you are presently stoned, you've saved lives.
I have, yes.
But if I'm stoned, I've saved lives. No. But you said, but if I'm stoned, I've saved lives.
Yeah, my
So
friends...
I'm saying, now listen to me say it. If I'm stoned,
I'm an immigrant,
I've saved lives. How does that sound?
I'm stoned.
Are you stoned right now?
No.
Okay.
I wish.
You can get high.
No, I didn't bring any. I gotta get rid of this cough.
Chris, do you have any weed?
You got weed? I'll fucking
okay.
smoke it. No, I have some in my coat and purse always.
All right.
But I gave the Heimlich to someone that was choking while I was high, and I saved their lives.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Hence, if you're high, you've saved lives.
I just feel like being a stoner, it's always like, I always have guilt or like I should be doing more. And so when you see productive stoners, like a Seth Rogen, that's like a hero type get.
A
Snoop where it's like, oh, right. You're on set, you're working, you could be high, you could be productive. Like, you don't have to choose.
Right. I get that. Well, I mean.
And she's working out, like,
Seth, Jennifer, and Snoop.
Snoop's out now.
But, he doesn't get high anymore?
No, once you're at the inauguration, you're not part of my blunt dream rotation.
Oh. Wait, Snoop was at Trump's inauguration?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
And Nelly. Snoop and fucking Nelly.
Well, Nelly doesn't surprise me, but
Janelle Monáe called him out to his face at a Grammy after party, and there's a video of it, and it's just like, could she get any hotter? Yeah. Snoop
she's one of the hottest human beings alive, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
Janelle Monáe. Jeez, I did. Yeah. She's great.
But Snoop was in my dream blunt rotation, but no more.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It was devastating. He's like a true hero. I'm like...
But he's also a businessman. And
but
he's
how much more do you need?
Oh, I'm totally with that. That's what I think when I see those Capital One credit card ads. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how much more money do you need?
I don't get it.
What's in your wallet?
Yeah, but
check, please.
But that's like one day of work, like whatever. But like to go on, but it doesn't affect them. Like there was a comic who did the, convention, and now there's other comics that are cool and successful on posters with that guy. And I'm like, for what? Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get weirder,
yep.
Certainly. And as...
It's going to be harder and harder to like speak up. And
No, it's not.
I hope not. I mean, I want to be punk rock.
You just do it. You do it. You speak up.
Yeah.
And it's. I mean, you're going to face more anger and people feeling emboldened by being really shitty and potentially violent. But
I don't like the chillness of it. You're not embarrassed to be on a poster with this guy who did that at the fucking convention. I'm like,
well, I mean, but that tells you everything about that person.
I know.
And now you know. Now you know, like, oh, you're not really worth my time. If that's how you, if that's how you value and
well, because a part of me sometimes I'm like, if you're fucking broke as fuck, I get it. Like,
I still don't get it.
I don't, but I could.
I still.
But if to have so much and still not have any kind of ethics to do with that is weird to me.
But then sometimes I wonder, how informed are these folks? Like, are they maybe they're not getting their...
Well, my big thing now is I'm not even that smart, and how did I predict it all? That's why I'm shocked. I want to know how dumb everyone is.
Well,
because I don't consider I'm not really reading, like I'm not out and about, and I saw all of it. So I'm just like, what's going on in our world?
Well, I'll give you this little anecdote. So
please.
When, I've been touring, and I started this current tour in September, early September, and my wife is politically active and active in the feminist world and women's rights and things like that. And we live in Brooklyn, New York, and we live in a little bubble. And she went down to canvass for Harris in Atlanta, which is also a bubble. I grew up there, and I know, it's very progressive. And I mean, there's still pockets of conservative, right-wing Christian folks, but mostly it's blue. But it's in a red state, a very red state, and she, with her experience in Brooklyn and Atlanta, shortly before the election, was very positive and optimistic, and I think it's going to work out. And she, listens to the Daily podcast and reads the Times and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm telling you, it's not. I'm out here. I'm driving between Kent, Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio. I'm driving through that whole area. I'm going to Spokane. I'm driving into Eastern Washington State. It's not going to happen. You're wrong. I think that's.
No, I was with your wife. My best friend booked a hotel for the inauguration and then lost a lot of money, like pre-election.
Yeah, I mean, I knew. I had the same thing. The first Trump election, where my wife was feeling really good. She was at the convention with Hillary. She's acquaintance of Hillary's, and I told her about 3 or 4 days before the election. I was like, I don't think it's going to happen, And the stuff I'm reading is different than the stuff she's reading, and I was like, I don't have a good feeling about it. So both times I was like, he's going to be elected or he's going to be reelected, and the tenor of you can't call it a conversation, but the when you go out and see what folks are thinking, how they're acting, and I told her also, it's not just that there are 9 Trump signs for every Harris sign when you're out there and going through Western Tennessee or wherever you are. It's the tenor of these signs. The signs, you have like Harris, Walls, we're not going back, or save democracy, some bullshit, stupid thing that doesn't resonate. And then the Trump signs, way over half of them, let's say 2/3 of them, are fuck Biden. Trump drawn as like a superhero with like Rambo with the shirt off, and Trump ditched the hoe, and just like really angry, vitriolic shit, and big old signs, like, so a flag on a sign on another flag, and like, way people, 10 of them on somebody's lawn, and they're just like, fuck that hoe, fuck Joe Biden, try, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just different. Like, you're dealing with a different thing.
Yeah.
And
they're all going to suffer. And that's the only silver lining I have. Well, their lives will get worse too.
I don't
that's
think,
my poster.
I don't think that's a positive.
No.
Because this is not to say and dismiss their suffering now, because it's not like the Democrats,
No. My thing is, where are
really
the crazy Democrats? Like, why can't we get crazy? Why aren't we at the Capitol? Like, I don't get.
Well, don't put me. I'm not a Democrat. I mean, I vote Democrat every time.
Yeah.
But I am not. I think they're foolish, backwards, weak.
That's what
they're in the power.
But that's what's shocking to me. They like hate Biden so much, right? This whole time, and I'm like, he's barely done it. You've gotten everything you've wanted. Like,
well, yes,
abortion's gone. Like, he's done nothing we've ever wanted. So I don't get why they're even that mad.
Biden did a lot of things. They're just not aware of them, and there is you cannot discount how the effect of constant bombardment, basically everything. is if it's Fox News and certain podcasts, and that's all they're hearing, then they're either not hearing about the positives, because fucking Biden and the Democrats didn't do a good job of letting people know, hey, we got this economy out, what we inherited and where we are now. We have the strongest employment record of all in history. We have lowered inflation, all these stuff that we inherited because of COVID, et cetera, et cetera. They did a terrible job getting that information out there and trying to get past the fucking noise machine of Fox News and Newsmax and OAN and the Washington Examiner and Sinclair News syndicates and Joe Rogan and whoever. Yeah. They can't combat that. They did terrible job of that, and that's why. So that's why I don't find any silver lining in. Yes, they're going to suffer, and Republicans have consistently for generations voted against their own self-interest. A lot of the reason is because of culture war shit. This time it was trans, and it works. Before that, it's gay people, and it works.
It fucking works.
So if you know that, and I know that, and I imagine a lot of my listeners know that, then the issue is the Democrats don't, and they are in the tiniest little dumb bubble.
Because they keep trying to play with them. Like, I don't get it. The civility games. I don't get
this thing about I'm going to put out a press release and negate this clearly illegal. I mean, there was a fucking coup. And also, Trump is just a figurehead.
Yeah.
He's president, but in name only. It's fucking Musk that is calling all the shots.
So I'd never seen Don't Look Up, and I watched it for the first time like last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't believe that movie predicted it all so well too.
Well, it didn't predict anything. It was
for me. It is the rich guy, like a rich guy being like, "Hey, president, do what I want."
That's been happening. Yeah, but that didn't predict shit.
But not in such a like easy, palatable way. Like I just understood stuff. It helped me understand stuff. That's how I feel about Veep, Succession. It just helps me understand stuff.
All of your education is through TV, podcasts, and movies.
Not podcasts, definitely movie. But yeah, like taking things that are confusing and making them like simple and funny. Yeah, it helps me.
Okay.
It helps me like, oh, yeah.
It does. So you're much, although on the other end of the spectrum, much like these other folks, is you're getting your clarity, your education, your understanding of things through the Jew-run Hollywood liberal machine.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I would say everything I learned majoring in sociology, and then that's kind of kept me through, like, in terms of my worldview. Where'd you go to school? I, like, dropped out a lot. I went to 3 different schools, but I ended up graduating from a small school in the city, in Chicago.
In Chicago, yeah. But I love Chicago.
Me too.
It's a great city.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, movies help me for sure. Understand stuff.
But you understand I'm drawing a correlation
about the Jew
between
media. Yeah.
well, that was a joke, but about your understanding of things is through a very similar yet different idealistic is through entertainment and through things that you get. Like that's your
because I mean stories,
and that's what
storytelling is, right? Storytelling is like, well, not all of it. Sometimes it's just for fun, but it's like,
I think a lot of times
because right now there's a whole thing on TikTok where it's like reading fiction is stupid.
What?
There's like a whole thing now on like book talk and stuff where it's like, well, oh, your book's about dragons. What did you even learn? And it's like, well, no, that's the whole point. It's like you take real life things and you put them in stories to like,
it's making people dumber. All the things you're mentioning, TikTok. I'm not on TikTok.
I know.
I don't know, and I'm. The more I hear about it, the more I'm kind of proud that I'm not on TikTok, and I don't want my kid on TikTok. And it sounds like it's making people dumber.
It is.
And that's saying a lot because we're pretty dumb right now.
We're so dumb. You know, when this is not from TV and movies. I was doing a show in Brooklyn, and these two girls came to talk to me afterwards.
I know Brooklyn from Brooklyn 911 or Brooklyn. What's the name of the TV show? Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Wait, Brooklyn from the Spike Lee movies. I know Brooklyn. Yeah. I mean, I live there and I have eyes and ears, but no, I know Brooklyn. Yes. Brooklyn Decker, the model. Brooklyn from the kid, the soccer dude.
I didn't think you would know about Brooklyn Decker, the model. That's kind of fun.
That's really a reference
I didn't think you'd
it is
throw
a lot
out there.
of fun.
No, but a woman came up to me. She was from the South. I forgot what's like a Virginia, West Virginia, Carolina type area. Mm-hmm. And her job is...
You've just mentioned a third of the South, yes.
Well, but it's like the Southeast, you know, it's like, so that area, I don't remember
West
what
Virginia,
state.
Virginia are not the Southeast.
What is it?
It's like central, mid, north, south.
So her job is remote, but she works for like Medicare and Medicaid and people that like get the money. She calls and just goes, hey, like, how are things? How's it going? And just checks in on all the people that are using Medicaid. And she said
for what purpose?
To help them. So like, did you get to this doctor's appointment? Are you taking your pill? Like just kind of like helping them.
Checking in. Yeah.
And she said she called one of her, patients, I don't know. And the woman goes, oh, yeah. So her husband has diabetes. He has like foot issues. And she goes, oh, yeah, you won't believe it. We woke up this morning and there was a rat nibbling on his toe.
Ew.
You didn't think it was going to go there.
Ew.
And that's the way like some people are living. Like there was a rat nibbling the toe.
Yeah, that's not just the South, but yeah.
No, it's not. That's just where she was from. You know,
well, they're about to, Elon Musk put in 6 people. 2 of them just graduated high school.
The teens. The broccoli-haired teens.
And they're going in. They've got access to everyone's, and I mean everyone.
No, my heart is beating so fast right now.
Their medical history. They now control these 6 people, 2 of them teenagers, whether or not people are going to get Medicaid or Medicare or Social Security checks.
And they don't think that they should.
Remember when we elected Elon Musk to do that?
You're reading the books. So let me ask you this. The government used to do inside jobs and kill people, right? What's going on?
Still do.
But why aren't they killing this guy?
Who? Trump? Elon Musk?
Is everyone, like the CIA, FBI, everyone is like, we're in. We want to do this too. Like, why is there not any sort of counter thing or things happening that I don't see? Like, why are the teens not being thrown out and put in, like, it's just because he's rich?
No, because Donald Trump, the first thing he did was got rid of the people that worked at the Justice Department, and now they're his people. That's how this whole thing starts. That's how you turn into a different...
There's no one in the inside that's going to counter any of it. Like, it's all up to us
with an
to
assassination attempt? I don't think so. Also, they will benefit. The whole thing, Trump got what he wanted. He's not going to go to jail. He's got money and he's going to build shit in China. Elon Musk's getting what he wants. He has government contracts. He has contracts to build things in China. That has all been eased. He's going to, and
so it's up to us to like get rid of our comforts and get in there. Like that's it.
I mean,
we're at the final straw. We need to get pitchforks. Like, what do we do?
Look, that's a good question. Valid.
The movies haven't taken me this far.
You have to wait until Adam McKay writes a movie.
I know. Wait, can we talk about a movie that I do like, really like that you're in? I hope you don't hate it. It's A Disaster.
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay, I watch it all the time.
Oh, it's great.
Love it.
I really enjoyed that movie. It was one of those things. I've had a couple of these. 2 that I can think of. One was Arrested Development. The other was It's a Disaster, where I had, with Arrested, I just moved to New York, which I'd been trying to do forever, and I was like, I'm not going back to LA. But the project was worthwhile enough to do that. With It's a Disaster, I think I'd gotten off tour, something. It was like, I'm taking I'm taking a month off. I work really hard, you know, and you know when you're just the travel is just fucking kills you, and I'm friends with America Ferrera, who's in the movie, and she's like, "Hey, I've got this script, and it's super low budget indie thing. I'm going to do it. I want you to take a look." I was like, "Oh man, I just got off tour. I just want to hang out. I don't." And the script was so good. And you know, when you're starting from that place where the script is good, and you know that kind of it's going to be ensemble and you're going to be free to riff and stuff like that. And you're working with really cool people. I was like, all right. So I had to do it. And I went to LA during a fucking record breaking heat wave. And
you guys filmed in a heat wave?
Dude. So listen, so the house we shot at, for those of you who haven't seen it, all takes place in a house or in the garage. There are 2 scenes in a garage. The rest of it is all in this house. And we shot, again, 0 budget. We didn't have trailers, nothing, right? So when in the scene where I can't remember his name, it's the neighbor, Hank, or whoever's the neighbor comes in. So it's a disaster that's unfolding. It's unclear what it is. We just know like dirty bombs or something went up. And everybody's stuck in this house, and it's taking place during a couples brunch, where everyone's got a weird, fucked up. It would make a great play, you know.
It would make a great play, and there's just a lot of flips on.
Yeah. But let me finish this. So the scene where the neighbor, who's in the hazmat suit, completely taped up, and he's like, "Hey," and they have this weird interaction because he wasn't invited to brunch, and he thought they were friends. So he shoots that scene, right? And it's a pretty quick scene. It's at the door, and he comes in, then he leaves and refuses to give him some help because they were shitty to him, wouldn't invite him to brunch. And it was so hot. Todd Berger is the name he was the writer-director, and he just played this little cameo. He plays the guy. When he took off after shooting the scene, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, a couple different angles, whatever. It was so crazy hot. He took off his gloves and literally poured sweat, like comically, like a good cup of sweat from each thing into this. It was so disgusting. And it's supposed to be fall. So my character has a sweater on, and it was just constantly dripping wet because they didn't really have AC. They had one of those like portable unit things. It's loud,
so you can't really do AC, right, when you film.
No, wow. It was so fucking hot and awful, and LA hot, which is the worst.
Yeah,
you know, it was, but a really, really fun movie to make. I'm still friends with everybody, and I made. There was another movie that some of the same guys did, and I did a cameo on that, and it was just great. I really enjoyed the movie. It was fun to shoot, and it holds up. It's good.
It is good. Because I don't love dystopia, but I like it when there's a sense of humor to it.
Well, that's the thing. You never see any blood or guts. It's all taking place outside the house. You hear sirens and things like that occasionally, but
and just the idea of like the final whatever's happening, you're just with these weirdos in this brunch. It's like not frenemies, but it's not your closest.
It's also really
friends,
smart about how they divide it up. So the couple that's having the brunch is going to get divorced. There's the couple that is, has an open relationship. There's the couple that are clearly having, are at odds from the very beginning, not trying to cover it up. It's uncomfortable. They're sniping at each other. And then there's the couple I'm in, which is I'm a first date of Julia Stiles.
Yeah.
And it turns out I'm a little, something is revealed at the end that if you go back, you can see that's why he's like this. But it was fun. Yeah.
I did my first indie movies that I've ever done this past year. And it was the most fun ever.
They
and
tend
I hope
to be
I
pretty
get
fun.
to do more. Like,
what'd you do?
Exciting. They were both comedy horrors. One with like $1 million budget.
It
and one
sounds
with...
like you're saying comedy horrors. You're trying to say horror, but you're refusing to
horror.
shape the word with consonants.
Yeah. And then the other was like $100,000 budget.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was cool. Yeah, both.
What are they called?
Oh, one is Damned If You Do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're close to finishing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is called, what was it called? I forgot.
Okay.
And we'll see.
Well, we'll look
but it was
for
all
that.
in a bar, but it was kind of rough, like you're saying, like, no trailers. And then we had to shoot at a bar from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. because it was a working bar.
Yep.
And I just never...
The glitz and glamour.
But I like enjoyed it. And then you had people that were acting a certain way. And I'm like, but they said everything in the contract. I don't know why you're like complaining now. Like, no,
it's a good point.
Such a weird thing. You knew that it was going to be this kind of situation. But I also felt like I learned more. I got to like ask about things.
You were on the set of a movie. So that's where you do your learning.
Yeah.
Movies, TV.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's how I was raised. I was like alone in a basement watching TV. And then me and my parents went to the movies every Friday.
You like the being trapped in a...
No, I do. Scary. But yeah, we grew up. We don't really communicate as a family, but we went to the movies every Friday. We watched award shows. Like, yeah, movies and TV have kind of been...
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have a sister, but she's 10 years older than me. So she moved out of the house when I was like 9. So I have only kid energy.
Right.
For sure. And then she grew up mostly in the Soviet Union. Mm-hmm. I'm like an American girl.
And what did she do?
She was a teacher for a long time. She just quit her job of 15 years last year and is going through she got married young, kids really young. So she's like 47, 48 right now with a 21-year-old, 19 and 17.
She's 748?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So she's from Genesis.
She's from Genesis, yeah.
The first chapter in the Old Testament. Goodness. Yeah. Because they lived to be like 940 and, they lived a ripe old age, those initial first Earth populators, so Adam and Eve and Abraham and Isaac and all that.
I do wish vampires or like something like that was real. Like I would love to meet someone that's been around for 1,000 years.
But you wouldn't really learn anything. You'd have to if they made a documentary, a biopic, and then you could watch that and then learn about.
Yeah, that's like because I'm looking for love. That's my big thing, and I really want to meet someone that reads way more and knows way more, and then they could tell me about everything. Hopefully they can get something else from me.
That's the laziest path
lazy,
to knowledge.
I know.
It is absolutely lazy.
It's not lazy.
I don't want to read myself.
First.
I'd rather find a partner who reads. I'll be watching TV and TikTok, and then they can tell me. They can give me a summation, a Cliff's Notes version.
I should go to lectures. That's what I should be doing. I should be using the resources of New York City and going to these like lectures and events at colleges.
That's a great idea.
That's what I should do.
That's a great idea. And can I put this out there? You might just meet the love of your life.
Yeah, that's what I should do. I got to go to like some events.
There you go.
Colleges.
And then and you can start talking to people and they're like, to be honest, I'm only here to meet a partner who reads. And you'd be like, oh wait, this won't work out because then we'd both be, okay, well, nice to meet you. And you go your separate ways.
Yeah, that's like actually the fear. They would probably want a reader as well. But hopefully they could see the smarts that I bring that are different.
And what are the smarts that you bring?
Just like chatting.
That's not...
Chatting, fun, making restaurant reservations. Like, I would also get really good gifts for their family when the holidays rolled around.
How... Can you walk me through your gift of making a restaurant reservation? Like, what do you do? Start from beginning to end. Take me through Liza's...
Well, it depends. Let's say this person that I'm with is like, hey, my friends are coming from out of town. They have these situations. We're going to... the Broadway show at this time, we're thinking this, and I'll be like, all right, I got it. And then it's the research, the reviews, asking my few culinary friends. And then I'm also really good at like, if you have to wake up at Saturday at 7 to make the reservation, like I could do it. That's it. Or maybe ask a favor. Use my cool connections in the culinary.
To get folks into a good restaurant.
Yeah.
Right.
Pay for it.
Well, that is...
make a phone call, put the card down before anyone even gets there.
Yeah.
I like doing that.
Smart.
You like doing that?
No. I don't dislike it, but I don't really. It's not something I really pay that much attention to, in the sense of like, oh, people are coming in, they want to go to this restaurant, which doesn't happen that often, but it happens, and I'll go online, I guess, and then go, hey, is Tuesday at 7:30 good, do you think? I'll yell to my wife or whoever. Yeah, okay. And then I type in, actually I don't even have to type, because I usually have the calendar, you go click, and then click, and then and then another click.
Are you diminishing my skills?
Yes.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, no, I'm not diminishing. I'm devaluing them from where you have placed the value you place on that skill set.
Reservations.
Yeah, I'm saying is not. There's less value than you think there is.
It depends. I mean, unless you meet someone that can't do it, too stressed.
Oh, well, I don't buy into that shit. Yeah, I've hung out with plenty of people who are like, oh, I can't. I have too many emails. I'm so busy.
That's me.
Yeah, I don't like that. I have no patience for it. That's not too busy to do the thing that you're supposed to do.
You don't suffer from being overwhelmed by small tasks.
I mean, I definitely feel the like annoyance of like, God damn it, I have so much shit to do. And I say that to myself. I don't say that to other people, because it's not that true. It's like, I do have things to do, but I can certainly do this thing that you're asking me to do, in addition to, whatever it is. But I try to check the drama and the hyperbole and exaggeration. I'm not a fan of that stuff.
What if it's not hyperbole or exaggeration?
Well, it usually is, and I've tried to check it in my, like, I'm also, and this is annoying, and I understand why it would be, but I'm not a fan of, I'm starving. I don't like that. I don't hate it. I'm not going to yell at you, but I have a relationship with language that is probably unnecessarily has more rules to it. And I try not to be, I don't exaggerate. One thing that fucking drives me up the wall is when people exaggerate in a tiny way. And I know they are, because I was with them with the thing like, oh my God, it sucked. And the power was out for like 8 hours and we had to walk 5 miles. I was like, no, that's not true. The power is out for like 2 hours and it's not even 2 miles. Like, what is it that you think I'm not going to relate to? Why are you exaggerating? It doesn't make me, anyway.
They're desperate for the attention.
But they've got your attention. They've already got your attention. They're saying this thing. They're not trying to shout above people. We're listening to you tell the story, and you are inflating the things in your story. Yeah. I know tons of people that do that, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Like, wait. And I will say, like, wait, it wasn't 5 miles. It was like 2 miles and change. It was like less than half of 5 miles. And yes, it was definitely raining, but it wasn't. You're making it sound like there was a hurricane. It wasn't. It's.
I don't like liars either.
No, that's a different thing, and I don't like liars.
I don't fuck with liars. And I just was lied to by I caught a friend lying. Mm-hmm. In a fucked up way. Mm-hmm. And their big thing was like, you're going to take this and have it color our whole thing when I've done this and this and this and I do and I go, that's how trust works, babe. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter if there's been years. All of that has actually crumbled and I don't trust any of that either now. Yeah. Like, it was trying to excuse this behavior and I was like, that's not how it works.
And what was the lie like? A liar. It was the lie like something that it was like, I was in this place, but they weren't in that place? Or what was the nature of the lie?
And then it kept happening, and then I caught them like doing even worse stuff, and then it was like, oh, this is who you actually fully are.
But I'm asking
the first lie was crazy. The first lie, I'm a flake, and so I forget. So we were hanging out, me and this one friend, and I was like, what are you doing tonight? And then she told me, I'm going to the movies with this person. And I go, oh, okay. And then I forgot. And I was like, wait, what are you doing tonight? And then she told me, she kept saying it because I kept forgetting. And then after a while, I was like, fuck, okay, yeah, you're going to the movies with this person. I don't really have plans. Oh, I'm going to message this one couple I know. Let's see if they're free tonight. I text my friend and she goes, oh, I'm going to the movie with my friend who I'm sitting with.
Oh, well, that's
so all of a sudden, she knows I'm texting the person she's actually going to be hanging out with, still doesn't say a word. Then I look at her and I go, well, this friend just said that she's going to the movies with you and this other person and this other person. She goes, oh, yeah, I mean, I like forgot, blah, blah, blah. And I let it go because I was like,
seems like a lie that means there's no basis, there's no reason for it.
Yes, which makes me think, what else are you fucking doing, right? So I ended up hanging out with my friend's husband instead, that like ended up going to the movies with that group. And the next day I went to my friend. I'm like, do you want to talk about you lying to my face for no reason?
For no reason.
And she goes, I wasn't a lie. I was just omitting information. And I go, we're really going to do that? Yeah. Speaking of like language and what it means. I go, we're not actually going to fucking do that. I go, if there was an insecure. And she goes, well, I didn't want you to feel left out. I go, but that's not even my vibe. And we're adults. You're allowed to hang out with who you want to. I'm like, I'm allowed to hang out without you too.
I'm with you 100% on this.
And I couldn't believe it. And then it's just like, for no reason you lied. And then from that, I caught a few other things, and then I caught a lie, and then I caught did you just take and now the whole friendship is ruined.
Yeah.
And I'm like, was that really worth it? Now we don't have a friendship.
Yeah.
Because
well, good
you
that
couldn't
you found
tell
out.
me that you went to the movies.
You got enough friends, you don't need somebody who's like fabricating weird shit for no reason at all.
Yeah.
Seemingly
and
no
I
reason.
I would have loved honest, like, because we all do weird things. Like, humans are strange. I had a friend do something, and if she just went, I was feeling insecure because of this and this.
You would respect that more.
Yes, I felt in the moment. I couldn't believe I was lying. I couldn't even like go backwards to save it because I was too far in and I was embarrassed. I would go, thank you for at least diving into your human emotions. Like, we all fuck up and do things that aren't right.
Yeah, sure.
But that bothered me too. Just like the bending around to convince me that it was okay bothered me.
Yeah. I'm with you 100%.
Because that's, when you get...
All right, Liza.
Is it time? I feel like this has been... No senses. I thought you were going to ask me like my favorite smells and touches.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, we just talked about how I don't read, how I'm scared of the government.
That was...
And that there's nothing...
Initially, why they asked me to come up with a hook, which took me a little while, and then I did, and then...
I came up with such a good hook for HeadGum, and I had a podcast for a year, but then they canceled it. No one listened to it. But listen to how good the concept was.
Yeah.
It was called Enemies.
Okay.
And I would have people on that don't like me, or I don't like them. And it was going to be a conflict podcast.
I like that. I like that idea.
Guess who doesn't want to come on my podcast? People that don't like me.
Right. There's the catch-22.
People that I fight. People that have long standing dramas with. And so then it had to like move around and like it was kind of tough. I like that
idea though.
Yeah, to actually like discuss the things that
Did you see the Louis
wrong.
episode with Dane Cook?
All.
The one with Dane Cook is just
the itchy
brilliant.
Butthole.
But it's like a brilliant thing that he did. That it actually is legit. Like Dane, it was a real thing, but it became fictionalized, but also nonfiction. It's really so cool and clever and unique, and that was an awesome episode.
Yeah, it was a good show. There was so many really great episodes.
There's a great book that I know you don't read, but maybe you can get it in Audible. That is fascinating about kind of in a tertiary way about what we're talking about, but it's called Anatomy of a Fact.
Uh-huh.
And they turned it into a play. I don't think the play was successful, but it is one of the most fascinating books. And I read the article that is referenced. So it's all about the exchanges between a guy who wrote an article, I can't remember what it was for, maybe Rolling Stone, but it was about a suicide at the Stratosphere in Las Vegas.
I've jumped off that.
You're alive.
Yeah.
You jumped off it, but you're alive.
I just can't believe I was there where this book is happening.
Well, the article. So the guy wrote an article, and it takes place in it's. The article is great too.
Yeah,
and it delves into like the people in the suburbs of Las Vegas and this mining thing in Midtown and this kid basically who committed suicide by jumping off the stratosphere. So this guy who wrote the article had to submit it go through the general process of editing and stuff for whoever. What I say Rolling Stone, I'm not sure who it was. Yeah. Maybe it was, New Yorker. I don't know. And the editor is doing fact checking, just doing his job, and he's asking. And I've written articles, so I'm familiar with like just making sure did this happen, and just looking to substantiate because he's working for the, people who are publishing this article and they want to get their facts straight. And he is writing back like, no, this didn't exactly happen. I took poetic, artistic license to say it was, and initially it's like just kind of, this minutia, like the hallway wasn't 3, or the room he was in wasn't 16 by 10. And the guy's like, who gives a shit, whatever. And he's like, well, this is my job. And then it just escalates from there. And the writer and the editor, and at various times you will flip your allegiance. You'll be like, yeah, he's got a good point. And then about the other guy, no, he's got a good point. And then you just goes, and it's a quick read. It's like, it's not very long. It's maybe, 120 pages, but it's fucking fascinating. It's so good. And you really do at the end of it, like, I don't know whose side I'm on,
Oh, cool.
It's great. It's really great. And Anatomy of Effect.
But also, like, as a writer, that they have to fact check everything. They could be sued.
Yeah, no, it's like, I'm telling you,
here?
You will, I believe that you will go back and forth with like, it's like, did you ever see The Staircase? The documentary?
No.
Okay, it's great.
With the owl.
Then but there are things where you're like, oh, he did it. No, he didn't do it. Oh, he did do it. No, he didn't do it. All right, Liza, I have to stop talking because I have to do a show in a matter of hours. Here is I end
Good.
every podcast with a question from my 7-year-old daughter.
Cute.
Who said the other day that, or not the other day, but over Thanksgiving, I can't remember why she said this, but she said pumpkin pie is good for your voice. And I'm not sure that's
I bet it's because it's smooth. I'm with her.
I'm not sure. But so here's the question, and this is a pretty simple one. And here we go. Ready? Liza Treyger. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Okay. How do you fart?
How do I fart? In the mornings.
How? How? How do you fart? Not when do you fart.
Oh,
how do you fart? How is different than when?
I don't. Oh my God! I can't believe I'm being stumped by your child. How?
And I don't know
easily. Often? Is that
Often?
how? No, that's how much. That's how.
Well, I mean, it could be. I try not to chime in. I'm just that's the question. You answer it, and we'll let that be.
How am I farting? By constantly eating things that I know make me upset. So that's how I'm constantly farting.
That's not the question.
Isn't that not it?
The question is, how do you fart? Let's put emphasis on how do you fart. How about that? We'll put that emphasis on you. How do you fart?
Loudly.
Okay.
Is that answering it?
I mean, in a sense. I mean, you're.
I hate poop humor too. Like, I'm actually so uncomfortable right now.
I don't even know if it's funny to her.
I think
it's a legit
I do not.
question.
I'm like not into poop stuff. It's like really hard. I talk about cum a lot, like piss. I can talk about lots of fucked up murder shit. For some reason, like poop stuff makes me really uncomfortable.
That's because you're not German.
Oh, the German. Oh, like sexually.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear a fucked up fact?
Sure.
So there's this famous dominatrix and sex worker, and she was on a podcast, and she was saying when she's in dominatrix, and trigger warning, people get upset when I tell them this for people listening, but she said,
I don't think my audience is going to.
So basically she said it's always better when the client eats their shit because then it doesn't smell. The worst is when they leave it because then you have to smell it the whole time.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I just came in my pants. I'm going to have to call this so I can clean up, run down to Old Navy, get some new. All right, Liza Treyger, special Night Owl.
Thank you so much for having me.
Netflix. I think we're done.
Oh, you are done.
Yeah.
That was a HeadGum podcast.